Friends, if you missed the plus 100% on SWE, didn't notice how Solana tripled in the last few months, missed the growth of SCI, ETH, and other tokens, then you definitely need to change something. This video is just for you, because today I will talk about different portfolios that have the potential to make a bunch of X's in the upcoming bull market. Today you will learn what tokens are in the portfolios of 3 different influencers, whose picks are better, and most importantly, which tokens should I invest in? Subscribe and like the video, and let's get started. As I said, 2024 has already started a bull market of 10 to 15%. We see a lot of interesting developments in cryptocurrencies, and every day someone gets richer and someone gets poorer. You don't even have to go far, just look at how busy January was. The launch of Bitcoin ETFs, hacking of SEC accounts, BTC manipulation, various airdrops to active users, 100% plus growth, and much more. And this is only the first month of the year, so it will only get more interesting. Therefore, we need to get ready for a real bull market where almost every coin will hit new all-time highs every day. That's why I decided to compare 3 portfolios of popular bloggers so that each of you can choose the type of investment that suits you best. But before we start comparing investment portfolios, please like the video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any more interesting videos about making money with cryptocurrency. The first selection of coins will be a portfolio from an influencer from the No BS Crypto channel. He has made it quite clear that he has great feelings about the upcoming bull run. His point is that even if you do not buy the best token, it will show a 10 to 20x low. But it is important to understand that we are talking about good tokens that have a foundation and growth potential behind them.
Yeah, the world could end tomorrow. We just can't predict this sort of stuff, but we can use data to roughly speaking predict and at least be prepared. So the date that sort of comes out here as the, first possible day the bull run could end is October 30th, 2025.
This is an interesting opinion based on past bull runs, as well as the fact that this year we are facing a Bitcoin halving, which historically brings new all-time highs. If you look back at the old cases, you can see that it took about a year after the halving for the market to reach new highs. In general, this is in line with the theses promoted by No BS Crypto, but personally I believe that we may see quite good cryptocurrency price performance at the end of 2024. But this is not about my opinion, so let's go back to the influencer's portfolio. The author of the video provided a portfolio for the low-risk option, in which you theoretically get from 10x to 30x, which is generally very good considering the low risks. No BS Crypto believes that this option is perfect for people who are new to cryptocurrency.
If you have $50,000, you want a little bit of risk, but also a little bit more reward, so 10% to 33% risk, also 10 to 30x reward.
I would like to point out that $50,000 is just an example. You can choose a convenient and affordable investment amount and calculate the fractions for each token yourself. So the author of the video divided his portfolio into 3 different types of tokens according to their risk level. Market cap 25 billion are the best tokens on the market that have already proven themselves and will continue to grow quite conservatively with the market. The author allocates 20% of his total portfolio to such projects. Market cap 1 billion to 25 billion, quite good coins that have been on the market for a long time, have proven to be quite good but have not yet reached the heights of assets from the first category. The author allocates 60% of his total portfolio to such projects. Market cap 100 million to 1 billion, new projects with good growth potential. Such coins carry considerable risks, so they must be handled very carefully. The author has allocated 20% of his total portfolio to them. Let's take a look at the chart to see which tokens were chosen for these categories. In the first 20%, the author added the wonderful Solana token. I'm not sure I need to explain what kind of project it is, who its backers are, because Sol is one of the top 5 assets by market cap. In addition, absolutely all indicators on the project blockchain have been growing very actively lately. Therefore, I am confident that Solana will continue to occupy an increasingly large part of the market and grow accordingly. Among the smaller tokens, he mentioned Near Protocol, Mina, Hedera, and Render. At the same time, he distributed the percentages quite interestingly. So you can see 20% each for Near Protocol and Mina, and the other 2 projects at 10% each. So let's talk a little bit about these coins. Near Protocol is also an old player that hasn't been around lately, but that didn't stop it from staying in the top 35 by market cap. As a blockchain based on proof of stake, it offers developers an easy, fast, and cost-effective way to build dApps. Mina is one of my many projects in the ZK Solutions story. It has been doing very well lately, but maybe that will change this year. Mina builds the privacy and security layer for Web3 with zero-knowledge proofs, but I don't see any reason why we should give her 20% of the total. Of course, everyone should decide for themselves which assets to invest in, so do your own research. Hedera is an interesting token that I've made several videos about. This project is about tokenizing real assets and bringing huge Web2 companies and corporations into our Web3 market. Render is also an interesting representative of the new narrative that has taken over not only the crypto market, but is also an integral part of almost every one of us. This is a bright representative of the AI direction that provides almost unlimited decentralized GPU computing power for the next generation of 3D content creation. By the way, although it is not really related to this particular token, you can already see quite interesting options for using AI in crypto. Clearly, this is not the most convenient setup, but let's not forget that this is just the beginning of this innovation boom. By the way, let us know what you think in the comments, and we will continue to look at the portfolio. The author divided the remaining 20% equally among 5 tokens. Therefore, he included small new coins that can perform well in this market. However, you must understand that the first 2 categories were much less risky, so be careful. Beam is a native token of the blockchain of the same name that specializes in gaming. In general, the GameFi direction is a great magnet for a large number of new users in our crypto space. The author also highlighted the Moonbeam project, which is very similar in name to the previous one. Moonbeam is a platform for cross-chain connected applications that combines assets and functionality from many blockchains. Undoubtedly, the issue of connections between blockchains will become more and more relevant, so a good solution in this area equals a lot of X. Fetch AI is another cool project in the AI token story. It specializes in artificial intelligence agents that can improve your product without changing existing APIs. Flux is a human-run network that helps you build decentralized applications with increased flexibility, scalability, and censorship resistance. Pyth Network is the largest and fastest-growing first-party Oracle network. Pyth delivers real-time market data to financial dApps across 40-plus blockchains and provides 380-plus low-latency price feeds for cryptocurrencies, stocks, ETFs, FX pairs, and commodities. This is the portfolio that NoBS Crypto has selected. In my opinion, this is a pretty good type of investment because there are fundamental coins and vice versa, more risky ones. So I consider this selection to be quite balanced. Now let's move on to the next blogger. I chose the House of Crypto as the next one. Let's find out which tokens he decided to focus on. Here you can see a completely different picture because this blogger immediately made it known that he is making a plus-minus ultimate portfolio that is invested in just $5,000. First of all, he decided to buy BTC because it is a super fundamental asset that is actually a trendsetter for the entire market. If Bitcoin grows, the whole market grows, and the same goes for the fall of the first cryptocurrency. Therefore, 25% of the total investment was allocated to BTC. The author also noted that he sees the potential for growth by 2 to 3x from the current point.
25% of that portfolio into Bitcoin, which is $1,250 US. Then I'm just going to click here, buy Bitcoin.
The second asset in the selection was the well-known Ethereum, which is the number 2 cryptocurrency. It has already launched a number of narratives and is the leader among blockchains in terms of the number of active users. Personally, I believe that ETH can even outperform Bitcoin, so I would choose to have a larger share of this altcoin than the first cryptocurrency. But the House of Crypto also decided to allocate 25% for the purchase of this token. The author considers it quite realistic to see about 10 to 12K for one ETH. That is, now he has 50% of his entire portfolio in the most fundamental assets, which are quite stable and low risk. Such assets are an easy way to easy X, but there are also more risky coins that can bring more risky income. So let's move on to Solana. The author singled out this blockchain and the coin as a whole as a low-risk project that has yet to get the hype and growth it deserves. Some call it the Ethereum killer. Others think Solana has no chance. Either way, this asset is moving very, very well, forming high-profile partnerships and growing as a massive blockchain ecosystem. That's why the House of Crypto thinks it has some pretty cool potential.
Now, I said that I was giving about 5% to Solana.
And this is not the only major altcoin that the author thinks could hit an all-time high. Chainlink is a rather interesting and non-standard token, if you ask me. This choice is based on the use of the blockchain to communicate with the real world. I believe this will be one of the narratives of the next bull market, but I have doubts about how well this asset will perform. After all, Link is a rather heavy token in terms of price and capitalization, and in my opinion, new leaders will emerge in this space. However, the author thinks differently.
I want to go with 250 USD. I want to set a limit order, total 250. And you'll see that if it hits this price, it will execute the order.
This is the end of this blogger's selection. He also decided to make a rather thoughtful move and leave part of his deposit in stablecoins to be flexible and not forget DCA for his already open positions or to enter other projects and tokens. And I suggest moving on to the latest portfolio of Miles Deutscher. Miles Deutscher has decided to mix his portfolio with fundamental projects, pretty good altcoins, and more risky or new projects. So I decided to highlight 5 tokens that we haven't talked about yet today. And the first such asset was Injective.
If you don't know what Injective is, it's considered a blockchain that's built for finance. It's one of the fastest, they claim it is the fastest, layer 1 blockchain, which has a built-in order book, Oracle, of course DeFi applications that are being built on top of it, and it is built on the Cosmos chain.
The author invests $2,000 in this asset, which is 2% of the total investment. Miles also notes that the token is interesting not only because it is the key to the Cosmos ecosystem and its drops, but also because of its own ecosystem, which has grown very much for a new project. This means that the author sees a lot of potential for the future of this project and its price. There was enough space in this selection for my favorite tokens from different Layer 2 solutions. If someone doesn't know, Layer 2 solutions are projects built on the Ethereum blockchain. Their main goal is to solve the problems of Ethereum, which are high fees, long transactions, and not always a low entry threshold for beginners.
This, I think, will be a major adoption catalyst for Layer 2s, as it'll now become a lot cheaper comparatively to Ethereum to transact on these Layer 2s.
Miles made it clear that he sees L1 blockchains slowly losing ground, allowing L2 solutions to take the lead. In addition, he believes that the Ethereum narrative cannot be ignored. It has long occupied almost the entire market space, so you need to adjust your portfolio to it. The author believes that these L2 pioneers will take key positions and will only increase in value in the future. In addition, we can see a fairly high level of interest in these blockchains and their integration into the market. Both projects are developing quite steeply, and personally I am an Arbitrum maximalist because I see a team of professionals at the helm of this Layer 2 solution. They know exactly what they are doing and why they are doing it. Before I explain my opinion in more detail, let's move on to the next asset. The fourth token was SUI, and although the asset has performed very well lately, the author sees even more potential. In addition, according to Miles, he has talked to a large number of different developers, and they all say that programming in the language in which SUI is written is very easy and, most importantly, productive. The author believes that SUI has significant support from major investors, including $36 million from A16Z, Electric Capital, Lightspeed, FTX, Binance Lab, and others. He believes in the long-term prospects of SUI, despite the ambition to create a new programming language different from the common ones, such as Solidity and Python. So I suggest we move on to the last token.
The next altcoin I want to talk about is Say. The narrative is compelling to me as it's essentially viewed as the trading chain. So it's built on Cosmos. It's another way to get exposure to the Cosmos ecosystem.
SCI provides traders with benefits such as increased liquidity, reduced slippage, and other positive aspects. Therefore, the author sees a great potential and reason for the development of the Cosmos ecosystem thanks to SCI. Personally, I also think SCI is an interesting project, and its ecosystem is also developing quite rapidly, so it is likely that we will see a similar story to what happened with SUI. And that was the last token in this selection. So, as promised, I'm going to put together my own portfolio based on the selections already made in today's video. In the meantime, don't forget to subscribe and like the channel to get even more quality content about cryptocurrencies. I want to clarify up front that this portfolio is only my own opinion based on my own research and assessment of the situation. So be sure to do your own research and verification, and don't forget to invest wisely. For example, I'd like to take $10,000 because that's enough to invest for free using almost any strategy. As we found out today, your portfolio cannot be considered complete without BTC. So I will definitely buy this asset for $1,500 because it is the foundation and the base without which nothing would happen. I think it is quite likely that it will reach $120,000 to $140,000 at the peak of the bull market, in which case we will have almost 3x, which is quite a lot for such a heavy asset as Bitcoin. Next, I would like to add Ethereum, as I personally believe that this coin will be able to outperform Bitcoin. Therefore, I think it is advisable to invest $2,000 in ETH. I think it is quite likely to make new all-time highs and reach $8,000 to $10,000, so I expect a net profit of about $5,000 on this position. And now I'm going to move on to less fundamental assets because I'm taking a riskier strategy and I want to allocate most of my balance to them. Therefore, the third coin will be Solana. I believe that in this bull market it will start to catch up more actively with Ethereum, and you can already see how much it is developing. So I also invest $2,000. Next, I would like to add SWI and SEI because these are the two new projects that are well built and have already proven themselves. For SWI, I expect at least half of Solana's current market cap, or 10 times current numbers. As for SEI, I don't see as much upside potential, but I believe that this asset can reach $3 to $4, so I am buying both tokens for $1,000. And for another $500, I want to buy Arbitrum because the Layer 2 narrative will become more and more pronounced. Those who have been paying attention could calculate that I have another $2,000 left. I want to keep it to be able to use the DCA strategy if necessary. By the way, I will leave the link to my portfolio in the description of this video, but I want to remind you that this selection is not a financial recommendation, but only my thoughts and calculations. So be sure to do your own research before you invest. And that's all. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on coin growth and new trends. Thanks for watching. Your Coin Post.